To our second round, it's called Power Play. To team 2 first, Kiruba Shankar. We've got flyovers, as I said in my introductory remarks, city of parks, beautification of parks. But despite tall claims, the Coombe will continue to stink as it always did all these years.
Absolutely. So you're asking the right guy, because I used to be rowing for about 5 years, and we actually row on the Coombe, or the euphemistically you call it the Adyar River. I hope it's going to change. I know powers that be have gone to the US to study how to change a really stinking river into a nice clean one.
Yeah, we've heard that for about 25 years.
25 years, but hopefully, I mean, that's the hope that the city brings in as well, is that can we continue to change? I can't remember the last time I ever took my kids to a playground. I'm 37 years old. It's 34 years. I don't think I ever went to a playground really to go and enjoy for a nice long walk. I've certainly not taken my daughters, but in the last 3 years, I take them out in the evenings. And that is a sign of change.
All right, Janaki, to you. We call ourselves the automobile hub of the country. We may have call taxis and all that. But then the lasting impression of many people who come to Chennai are the rip-off artists called auto rickshaw drivers who continue to fleece us with impunity, and that many believe will never change.
Yes, I do tend to agree with you on that, yes, auto rickshaw. But then there again, the mindset of the people have changed. They have all started, just like you have carpool, there is auto rickshaw pool now. Will you believe it or not? There is a share in auto.
You still have advertisements which say, even in the classifieds column about, rental, in the rental section, house only for vegetarians. Now, I remember Nartaki Nataraj, the transgender dancer, once telling me that, whenever she'd go on stage, she would get a house full. But she can't get a house on rent. These things will never change again.
If a non-vegetarian is willing to pay 3,000 rupees more than the vegetarian, I guess they'll take it. That's what they did in my apartment. So I think we will change.
All right. Janaki, moral policing, you still have the Cinderella. We talk of the Mangalore pub incident, but yes, we still have the Cinderella here. Of course, don't talk about Tasmac shops. They are open till 3. There are colleges, there are engineering colleges, and they will sort of, vouch for that, where boys are not allowed to talk to girls. Some things will never change.
Really. No, I think I should take my girl out of an all-girls college and put her into a co-ed. But then I think that's, again, like he said, maybe it should coexist, but I'm sure they'll come out of it as well. If it's about taking the first step. If they take the initiative, and we have a secretary of a college here, they take an initiative, who's going to stop?
That is giving our students ideas. Kiruba Shankar, a festival that has gone on for more than a century, and I'm sure will go on for many more centuries. There are people like him who perform at such festivals. I'm talking about the Margari December music season. Without a rupee of government support, these things will never change.
Sorry, you're saying.
And there are also, in fact, NRI parents who still want their children to come back to Chennai, come back to the Margari season, and have their Arangetram here.
Sure, but that's a good thing. But look at this. I know people who can't come down every time in December as part of the Margari festival, and some of the performances are webcast, and they can actually follow what's happening out here. So aren't times changing?
All right, Janaki. Scientific temper, of course, it's also there as a directive principle of state policy, which of course is not justiciable, not enforceable. Every time you have an eclipse, despite all the things of scientists, you will still have people who will fast, who will not go out of the house, who will eat after a certain time. You had when the Ganeshas were allegedly drinking milk, the milk miracle. You have so many followers here in Chennai. Some things will never change.
Yeah, but then you have the generation that's taken over and which tries telling this Amma or Mamiyar or Pati or Tata, saying that it's okay to be out. See, I went out and I came. I mean, I don't have to see it. I mean, it might just damage again. But the tradition, the so-called tradition that is quoted, in that context was different, and this context is entirely different.
I'm going to ask this audience, how many of you fed milk to a Ganesha idol? Raise your hands. How many of you stayed in the house because there was an eclipse coming out? Raise your hands. That's your answer.
Yeah.
All right. Point conceded. Kiruba Shankar, to you next. Okay, he struck the blogger, struck a chord already.
Not conceded, we have to do that.
Yeah. Kiruba Shankar, linguistic chauvinism. The good old days, you had the anti-Hindi agitation. This clamor for Tamil, I'm not going to talk about the Tamil conference because that was not in Chennai, you would say. The clamor for Tamil in schools, in courts, on signboards, in government files.
I was the class leader in my 3rd standard, and I was given the onerous task of spying on people who spoke in Tamil because you'd have a 1 rupee fine, you know. But actually, looking back, maybe it was a good thing, you know. We all got to speak better English because that's what we went to schools for, because there was an aim. So it's not a bad thing at all, actually.
All right, Janaki, the deification of film stars, from building temples in their honor to milk Abhishekams at their posters, although there are several people who are starving and probably children who would drink that milk, some things never change.
You're asking an actress.
Yeah, I'm
Would
asking an
I love
actress.
a temple being built for the ever so loving Amma portrayed on screen by me. But then that's the love and affection of these people. I don't want to say Madrasis, but Chennaiites. I mean,
Public
Chennai,
adulation will never change.
absolutely. Now, look at Rajini sir, Robo. I mean, Malaysia, that's where he had the audio launch. Come on. I mean, it will never change.
All right. Final question to you, Kiruba. Garbage to litter in public places. We've seen it year after year. Kanum Pongal, how the Marina Beach, our pride of Chennai, the world's second longest. What happens to the Marina Beach after Kanum Pongal every year, despite, and of course, I don't want to talk about the biscuit gang, but despite all the awareness, people will still get those biscuits and go to sleep on the trains. Certain things never change.
Certain things never change, but only things that are in the public. I know of a lot more examples of how individual apartments, individual houses, who still take the pain to go and, you know, take care of their own garbage. What happens to garbage after it's been segregated within the apartment, we don't know about it. But at least there's a positive step being taken by people who are conscious about the environment, and that is a change we have to appreciate. It's a small change, but it's a good
Clean
start.
the beach campaign, it's already on. I mean, please go
That's
to
because of
Marina.
NDTV's Green-a-thon.
Yes,
Anyway.
I wanted to give you this compliment as well.
All right, thank you very much. Now to Team 1, to TM Krishna and Father Joe Arun. Father Joe Arun, to the cultural anthropologist first. This concept, Chennai was known for its arranged marriages, especially marriages fixed and compatibility gauged, while the bride-to-be would serve filter coffee. To live-in relationships today, to dating websites, to runaway brides and marriages solemnized in police stations, to a gay pride march, the country's first lesbian helpline.
The conservatism of Chennai will never change. It's positively we conserve culture. At the same time, we appreciate the original character of Chennai. So therefore, accommodating, adapting to situation in other ways, not the character level. We don't, I don't think Chennai will accommodate that type of totally postmodern culture.
All right. So TM Krishna, from that traditional IAS career, bank job, today people are opting for even for theatre as a career. I know of stockbrokers who are turning producers. I know of housewives who are taking to trading in the stock market. So the whole concept of a career is undergoing a sea change in Chennai.
At a certain point of time, the IAS or the ICS or whatever were the only professions that gave occupation, gave salary to a person. Today, not so. Therefore, this has not got to do with the character of the city.
All right. We'll put that to the test in the next round. The disappearance of old bungalows. Today, there are real estate companies which go and tempt owners, and then you have multi-story buildings, sometimes with 18 floors, sometimes even with helipads on top. And then, of course, we crib about water scarcity and parking and so on and so forth.
Sanjay, will never change our problem. We don't have historic sense. You remember that beautiful joke in Friends, that Vadivel, after breaking that 100-year-old watch, the fellow said, 100-year-old? Oh, I thought recently bought. You know, this historic sense we don't have. That will never change.
All right. Before, I think again he's going to say that, you know, it's true of any city, but this is how someone described Chennai. Thayrasadam town, Idliville, Sambar suburb, Dhoti land. But today you have the Murugan Idlis and the Saravana Bhavans coexisting with the barbecue nations and the Dublins and 10 Downing Street.
I think the very fact that we still have a Murugan Idli, the very fact that all these guys sitting over here may go to all these fancy places, but they'd love to take a good filter coffee at one of these places, have one dosa over there, nalla or nei roast sapduvaanga. Na, yes or no? Yes. There you go. So the very fact that it exists, we didn't destroy them. That's Chennai. We didn't kill these restaurants. We want dosa, we want tair sadam. We want that. We are willing to have your burgers and your pizzas. But the fact is, inside, after all your burgers, somebody wants a dosa or an idli. That's a fact.
All right, nothing like tickling taste buds anyway. Father Joe Arun, history which is rewritten today, you find most of the roads now being renamed, either because of political compulsions or other considerations.
No, it is actually, I appreciate this.
If you come back, then you
Because-
may not be able to trace you. If you come back after 10 years, you may not be able to find your address.
Yeah, but you also can't find some people around your place. It's no problem. But you see, this is very good. It's not. I won't call it a change, because I am speaking for never changing. Because it was never been this name. The English people are not able to pronounce Thiruvallikeni, Tiruplikeni. They made it. Tichurapalli. They couldn't pronounce. So we are going back to our root, the character. Chenna Patnam, Chenna Kuppam. We are coming back to. So we will never change. We want to go back to our original character. Therefore, it is a good change which will never change.
All right. Politically correct. All right, Krishna, the half sari, people would say, okay, people in Chennai wear half saris, they wear veshtis, but now given rise to mini skirts, to toned jeans, to tattoos, to ponytails. You can see your opponent also has one. International Fashion Week, people would say, Chennai, it's not really a place where people dress up well, or at least the so-called ultra-modern style of dressing. Today, you have an International Fashion Week here.
See, I'm a Carnatic classical musician. And when I came in here, my opponent there told me, wow, you look like somebody who should be talking for us. I think that gives you the answer to your question. I may wear a shirt and jeans, may have my ears pricked. When I get on stage, I have a dhoti and I have a kurta. I think the beauty of what we are today is that all these people sitting here, if they go for a wedding, they will dress for the wedding like they would dress even 80 years ago or 100 years ago. They are in college, they may be wearing their mini skirts, if he allows it, sorry, and their jeans or whatever. But the fact is, that's the beauty. We really have retained that core quality of attire or food, of anything. So wherever we are, we know. So I get on stage, you will see me with a dhoti and a kurta, and I will be there. I get off stage and this is what I am. I am this and I am that. I'm not either one.
All right, if you're in certain universities, you can't wear jeans, you can't go like this to college, but
I passed out a long time ago.
festival delicacies, good old days. Today you have the grand sweets and snacks. Also, during vacations, children would go to their native places and spend time with their grandparents. Today it's all about 3 nights and 4 days in Malaysia.
It is not so, Sanjay. You just travel with me today, I will take you. In my street, all the temples which were transported from villages run that Mariamman, Poochoridal Villa, Theemidithal Villa, Kooloothal Villa. Exactly what I am a cultural
You have to
anthropologist.
have a Chennai Sangamam today to resurrect that because it was
Yes. So we will never see. This is originality of Chennai. It will never change. We have temple. That temple celebrations, all the rituals are celebrated exactly what is celebrated in the villages. So you may have different festivals. You can have any rock festival, but we will go back to that originality.
All right, like your masala dosas. Krishna,
Yes.
boys and girls being seen out together with each other, people, tongues would wag, snide remarks would be passed. But today, dating has become the in thing. Today, we're talking of public display of affection, and therefore the moral police comes in. So things have really changed.
See, what has really changed? People always dated. If you think dating is something that's new of 90s,
Openly,
hang on, I'm not done. Is something that's always happened. Okay, and clusters of people knew it was always happening. Now the fact is, now from
I
clusters.
hope you're not going to talk about the Chinna Veedu concept.
No. Chinna Veedu, everybody knew. This only clusters knew. See, the fact is, this is not any dating as such, as a concept, is not new. What is new is the fact that we are more open to accepting dating. Yes, that is new. I definitely agree that is new. I won't argue that. But the fact is, we are not putting in a new concept in people's head. Dating is not a new concept. Grandfathers did it. They all had girlfriends. They all hung around. It was done in smaller clusters.
And they had late nights?
One second. Yes, of course they did. But the fact is, at one point in time, it was elitist. The elite people did it. In the 30s and 40s, the rich and famous did it. Now, it has just come down to the fact that everybody does it. So, the concept is not new. This is not new. It's the access to doing that, the fact that everybody feels empowered now that they can also do something that only few people are doing. That's all is different.
All right. Father, entertainment, in fact, has undergone a sea change. I'm deliberately asking you and not Krishna this. The Margari Utsavam, for instance, Carnatic music on the big screen, karaoke nights, late nights, things have changed drastically here. The concept of entertainment itself, go down ECR.
The concept of entertainment has changed, but you see what people want today is not that they're going for the entertainment sake. They are going out to be together. See, that is the character of Chennai. Chennai being together was lost because of this globalization. See, you look at the malls today. Last year, my IIT students went for a survey. 82% of people who are there, they told us, did you come for malls to buy things? No, we came to see people, meet people, girls and boys. This is the best place to meet. Some people want to spend 3 hours together, go inside Inox, spend it, cool. See, that's what, see, you don't think the entertainment has changed. They come together.
Chennai used to be known for its chronic water scarcity. It almost became a kind of definition of the city. It became a USP of the city. The chronic water scarcity, you find those kodams with plastic pots and those water tankers. But today you've got the desalination plants, you've got a whole lot of other technology. And I don't remember the last time we really spoke about water scarcity or looked up to the skies to say whether we're going to have a good monsoon or not.
See, don't thank the rain gods and give that credit to the city. Okay. The fact is we don't have water scarcity in the last 2-3 years. Mainly because we've been lucky that we've been having a lot of rains. That's a fact.
Last year we didn't have it, we had a deficit monsoon.
No, but we had enough in our catchments to provide for a year. That was also the fact. Now the desalination plant is something they just come up, let them first start desalinating and providing us water properly, and then we will talk about that. Yeah, let's talk about it when it actually happens. But the fact of the matter is, water problem is still a constant threat. It can happen tomorrow. If for another 6 months we don't get rain, and that, by the way, has got nothing to do with the city. We are geographically located in a point where we have a problem with water. So the issue is, how well are we water managing? And we are not water managing well. Yes, we did do rainwater harvesting. I'll grant that. But again, I don't think that has still given us a long-term solution to what is intrinsically a geographical problem. So I don't think that's really changed. We are lucky for the last 3 years that you were able to make that statement. Another 3 years, you will have a debate saying water or no water, Chennai, and 4 panelists.
We'll call you back. We'll call you back after 3 years. Well, clearly, also, I think other states will continue to not share water with us, and water will continue to set states on fire. But if you believe that either of these teams have made controversial remarks, now stay tuned, because in the round that's coming up right after we slip into a short break, the two of them will really take on each other, join issue with each other, go for their jugular. Stay tuned.